Hello, and this is the post E3 Who Won E3 Awards. Now it's of course way after E3, but I've been busy with various family stuff, and there's multiple reasons that I'm late. But I feel it's better if I had more time to meditate on things. And plus, this whole Microsoft thing. It's kind of smart that I waited, because now I can weigh that in. Technically not part of E3, but still it kind of gets rid of some reasons why I might be against Microsoft. Okay. So an overview of what everybody did. Sony showed arguably little to nothing, exclusively at least, to get excited about. I mean, the most exciting thing they showed off was Square stuff, which, yeah, looks good. I'll buy it, but it's not exclusive. The only thing really exclusive with game-wise with Sony pretty much is Knack, which nobody knows shit about Knack, so it just looks interesting to me. Not many other people seem excited for it, which I can see why. It's just the most exciting PS4 exclusive that I can think of, because I'm not a Killzone fan or Infamous fan. Anyway, Microsoft, now I'm gonna say ignore, well, I'm gonna ignore the whole DRM thing, because it's basically done with. Neither of them are gonna have that bad of DRM, because we won the DRM wars. So, I have to kind of retcon what I said, how Microsoft failed. Because they didn't. They actually showed a lot of things to be interested with, like, I said Titanfalls kind of was a heartbreaker. It's not, I guess it's no longer an exclusive. Whatever. The exclusives that I was kind of sad about was Killer Instinct, which I think I just said this about Killer Instinct. It's not that big of a heartbreaker because Double Helix makes me think it's gonna go bad. Double Helix it's kind of a bad sign already. Microsoft couldn't give it to anybody better than frickin' Double Helix. That screams of desperation that we wanted to win people over with a certain IP. If it comes out great though, then wow. It made it out of a hell of a shitstorm. Because Double Helix is one of the worst developing companies I've seen. All their games bad. Like, especially bad. But yeah, there's of course Halo, which I'm not really stoked for Halo these days. I used to be a huge fan, but not these days. It has nothing to do with particularly the newer games, because I like Halo 4. I think it's one of the best multiplayer they've ever had. It just doesn't interest me anymore. So, and then there's Nintendo, who I said, kind of like with Sony, they did little to nothing new. Except where they showed off Smash, everybody knew that was coming. It was basically nothing new. I mean, we saw what Retro was working on. Donkey Kong, good. It's gonna be good, but okay. It's nothing. There's little no excitement except for the Smash announcements. But everybody knew Smash announcements were coming, so there's really nothing there. Plus, they didn't have playable. Well, they had a playable, but not to public, which is kind of an insult. I don't know. Overall, at least with the big three, who I'd say won E3, it'd have to be Sony. Mostly because they went guns blazing with the no DRM thing first and to a wider audience. And their console is just more appealing. I already said that I already have an Amazon pre-order lined up. I'm not going to line one up for an Xbox One, even though that I now will buy the console, just not right away. Hell, I might even cancel the Sony pre-order because buying a launch system, I think that it is not the brightest idea. I'll say Microsoft and Nintendo tied because they still have their issues, but at least Microsoft is no longer in last. Now, what are the big games of E3 for me? There's really... Killer Instinct looks good, but like I said, there's tons of reason for me to be skeptical. I said Titanfall was good, but I might not get to play that one for quite some time, because I don't own any Microsoft consoles. I think it's like Xbox 360 and Xbox One, but if it's not those, then whatever. I'll buy that instead of Killzone if it's on the PS4. I don't know. I should have looked that up before this, my bad. Smash? No, I'm not gonna award Smash Best of E3. That's too easy. Plus, Smash, they just showed off, hey, it's Smash. Okay. Mega Man's there. Okay. It's just okay. Best of E3 this year will have to go to Metal Gear Solid 5. It was shown at the beginning of the Microsoft show, which was kind of weird, considering that Metal Gear has been a really big Sony thing, but, you know, eventually they struck a deal with Microsoft to start releasing on their consoles just like Square and everybody else did. But just the Phantom Pain alone. Do yourself a favor and look up the, I think it's called the Red Band trailer. Though I'll warn you, there's something really gruesome that they cut out of the show floor trailer. If you don't like seeing children guts, then I'd recommend not watching it, because it even made me cringe a little. And I don't cringe much as far as gore goes. It's something that looks really painful, and maybe not a lot of people put too much thought into that. I did, because I watched the trailer, I watched that trailer at least 10 times. Because it was one of the best game trailers I've seen in a long time. It had a lot of CGI cuts and stuff, but it also had, I think, even more gameplay, and it explained the new features. They explained how the open world kind of works. They showed stealth, which is the paramount of the series, and the song. The song, I think it's called Sins of the Father. I need to look up if they ever came out with a clean version, because it's one of the most beautiful trailer songs I have ever seen. I mean, well, not seen, heard. You don't see songs, not usually, but it's great, and the trailer has one of the best uses of music I've ever seen for a video game trailer. What they show is great. Like, they show little snippets. They show characters who will be in the game, new and old. They seem interesting. Some of them don't intrigue me. Like, one of them's just like an old man that says code talker. It's like, okay. I don't know. I need to replay the Metal Gear games. Metal Gear Solid. It's been a long time since I ever touched them, and I kind of forget what even happened in most of them. I actually got Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence in the mail yesterday. Has a few scratches. I'll have to check if it works. Damn you, Amazon vendors! Not being totally honest about the quality of your games, but I got Persona 3 FES in the mail at the same day, and it's beautiful. This disc looks perfect. Hey, what can you do? Online vendors will be online vendors. Big Boss and Naked Snake. There's no more confusion, because he's punished Snake in this one. That is a badass name. That is really badass. So, basically, as far as the console war goes, they all got their good things. They all got their bad things. Sony's just a little on top, so I'll give them the overall winner of the consoles. But as far as games go, a lot of things were really underwhelming. Like, it's nice to see Bayonetta 2. It's nice to see Wonderful 101. It's nice to see a lot of things, but a lot of things weren't too exciting. And there was nothing... I was looking for something that was brand new to E3 that would make my jaw drop. Like last year it was Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs was the new exciting thing that Ubisoft showed off, and everyone was like, whoa, this will be something we'll talk about for a long time. And yeah, we talked about it a little too much recently, actually. Watch Dogs has been shown off whenever in the hell people feel like it. Sony conference, oh, let's show off Watch Dogs. E3, let's show off Watch Dogs. And everything about Watch Dogs ever since the original E3 release last year, it's pretty solid. But like I said last year, once he pulls out the gun, it's another one of these. But yeah, there wasn't really a Watch Dogs this year. There wasn't something that we'll be like, oh, we'll be talking about this for months. There wasn't anything that big. Like, oh, well, EA announced Battlefront's coming. They didn't show shit. They didn't show anything. It wasn't playable. It wasn't anything in the game. It was just saying, hey, it's being worked on. And I guess in the small amount of time that they had since they bought the Star Wars license, it's good enough. At least they announced it. Whether or not it'll be good, well, I hope it's more Battlefront and less of Battlefield. Because my fear is we'll get a Star Wars Battlefield instead of a Battlefront 3. But we'll see. But yeah, best of E3. Sony on the console side. The PS4, like I said, looks great. I like the look of it. And on the game side, I'll have to give it to Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. And that's who won E3.